winter time because my hair's all staticky.
Well, I didn't say object. I said object. So therefore, we're gonna roll forward.
What?
Oh, yes.
This is democracy.
The couple object.
So,
Gentlemen,
There it is.
this is Democracy Manifest.
I suck.
Neon, you had gotten the whole text RP background stuff between myself and Kyria, correct?
Yes, and I did read through it.
Yep, so we ended our walk and split from each other at about the dock side.
Yep.
So, just letting that be known. So, positions can be adjusted.
Oh, I need to add something to a doc, a Google Doc. Thank you for saying doc, because that reminded me.
I mean, if you want to give the synopsis of what Kyria and Andrea went through while there was that weird downtime and long hiatus.
User disconnected from your channel.
No.
No.
It wasn't me, but I approve. All I know is
I had a plan. I still have a plan.
Yep. Hello, welcome to the chat. One
unfortunately
second,
Neon
sorry, I'm
forgot
doing
the plan.
Yeah.
2,000 years later.
Oh my gosh, I'm not taking that long. Hang on, I need to look at something because I'm not as smart as I once was.
My stolen F-16.
Love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
I die.
Speaking of funny songs, did you guys see the song that posted in the music room?
I did not.
But where's the comma in God rest you merry gentlemen?
Oh yeah, I did see you put that in there.
It's actually really well done.
Time for some thrilling heroics.
Whoever did the Has-Been Hotel one, I love you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yep.
I want more.
I need to know where you got that one.
I don't remember. It was
Gosh,
I
dang it.
googled soundboards for Discord, and I googled has been hotel.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
What?
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
I don't know, huh?
My Twitch is
The
being weird. I'm
Bluetooth
trying to
device
watch
is ready to pair.
I don't know what that is, but I hate it.
Chinese of some kind. I don't know. It also sounds like text-to-speech, like, translate.
I can't tell if it's like French or some other foreign language.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair, but it's in Chinese. Okay.
What is the charge?
Okay.
Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Sorry, chat. They're playing with my soundboard or soundboards in general, so.
Listen, we'll be
not
once
big on
everything
politics.
actually starts. Probably.
Okay. Close all this.
I think Melon missed that one.
I did miss that one.
Not big on politics.
Okay. I need to go grab some Tylenol because I just got a headache real quick, so give me 1 second.
I've been dealing with that all day.
Same, but
I got
the weather.
I made everything worse by spending almost an hour in the freezing cold to put rocks in trash cans.
Huh?
Yep. The trash cans aren't heavy enough, so when the wind blows, they go wee. So their solution is putting rocks in the bottom of them.
We were doing that probably the other day. We had a giant windstorm. Apparently, there's supposed to be another storm coming from the south tonight. This is great. I love it.
Okay. I think we're rocking and rolling now.
Again.
Sorry about that. My headache. I was just sitting here typing, and all of a sudden just popped right up on the left side of my head. I'm like, why did you wait until we were about to start? It's just mean. All right. Let's go ahead and... Lizard. We are at the table. Whoa.
Whoa?
I dropped a whole bunch of frames. That's a first. Oh, I wonder if my internet's having a hiccup again tonight. I think we're fine right now. I think.
So for the benefit of chat, Jesse is not here today.
Correct.
They're on a plane.
Yes, Jesse is not with us this evening. He is traveling, and he is unable.
We're missing our Kyria.
We are missing Kyria, so we will need to obviously catch up. I will making sure Kyria is not left in the rubble. Yeah. So just be that as it may, we are down a player. That said, doing a quick, we're going to do a couple things real quick to start off with. We're going to do, first things first, is I'm actually going to do a quick recap of last session. And then I'm going to move us into something a little bit different before we dive right in. So first things first. Last we left off, you guys had, well, actually 2 sessions ago, Kyria, Helrea, and Talina had been able to meet up at the Wizard and the Wand on the west side of the city in the University Row district, and over the course of 2 meetings morphed into one, kind of essentially, for lack of a better term, smoothed things over and kind of got on neutral ground as it pertains to Talina being the longest standing member of the group, besides Grigor and Daxori, and these new people joining and trying to figure things out of who's on what side, what are we doing, what is everybody's investment, what do we want, what are we looking for, and everybody kind of seemed to go, okay, we're good. Helrea and Kyria ended up taking a walk on their own, to which some text RP happened for a conversation between the two of them. Oh no, okay, hold on. Ad break. I'll wait. It's 45 seconds. That's really, really dumb for a recap timing. Yeah, hang on. I actually need to get some water. Man, my head's hurting, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're all feeling it tonight.
Well, I am, but at the same time, I've been sucking water down for the last week because of my throat, so there's no way I'm dehydrated.
Air pressure is a thing.
It is, but
sinus pressure.
That's it. It's sinus pressure because I've been having congestion issues for the better part of a week, and then I had a thing before that. But yeah, we'll give it another 15 seconds here, and we'll finish this recap because that's really bad timing for someone new.
We got a new person?
Yes.
Oh, hi, person, new person. They probably can't hear me because they're meds.
It's weird. It's not even in the sinus area. It's literally just above my left eye. Actually, it's not above my left eye. It's actually way up and up to the left of my left eye. Okay, there we go. Ads should be over. So, anyways, Kyria and Helrea ended up walking off into the University Row district and kind of meandering through the city for a bit. And some text RP happened between the players, and essentially it was just them getting to know each other a little bit more and kind of getting an understanding for how the other, like what the other is sort of like as a person and how they sort of tackle immediate problems. It's kind of, I'm not going to go into too much detail because it was just sort of a conversation for them to kind of connect a little bit. But Talina then went off behind Wizard and Wand and started to practice her sword dance, essentially, for this event in the coming week. The last session, the other half of the party, Grigor, Daxori, and Tippy, had ventured off into the Riverside District to find a city guard stronghold of sorts, kind of a stockade or an outpost, if you will, with the intent of trying to find out if there was any documentation that exists that showcases Daxori being wanted for something. They ended up finding the stockade and very craftily lied their way in, like just bold-faced lied their way in, utilizing a lie that they had gotten away with in North Darun several sessions ago, trying to convince people that the King of the King of Adelia has dispatched this party to conduct business around Darun. Being the knowledge that there is no King of Adelia. There never has been a king. Well, there has been a King of Adelia many years ago, like long before anyone was that you know of is alive, but there's currently no monarchy. But somehow you guys keep gaslighting people into this bold-faced lie that some monarchy has instructed your orders, has given you orders of instruction. You end up
I
getting
would
in.
like just to point out that I never actually said we were going in there to look for a bounty on me. I was just saying we're going in there to look for a bounty.
Ah, that's right. That's correct. Sorry, I forgot about that. The in character that was mentioned above table, everybody knew that, but in character you were doing that. That's correct. Thank you for correcting me. Inside, they were able to sneak through the building, and only had to dispatch one guard without killing him. Thankfully, it was actually just knocking him out and leaving him to sleep it off. And a little bit of investigation, and Daxori found some bounty papers, grabbed them, and left. You were able to then get out before anybody spotted you, had any questions, before any combat or anything could have happened, and made your way back across town towards Lucky Tankard. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that the only person that I have a question on with this is Talina, because everybody else at this point has sort of reconvened to the Lucky Tankard near the end of the day. Talina, what would you have been doing since your meeting about midday to now meeting up at the Lucky Tankard? What would have been any sort of errands or anything that you would have run during that time frame?
Well, I definitely did my practice, which would have taken like at least a couple hours.
Okay.
So let's say in the early afternoon, I think she would have gone to the I wanted to call it the bank, but it's not called the bank. It's
the ledger hold?
The ledger hold vault, yeah.
Okay.
To just double check some things. Maybe write in her parchment that we won't disclose what or why, or it's fine, don't worry about it. Nia knows exactly what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not tracking. Write in her parchment?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, gotcha.
Making sure that's all up to
okay,
date. And
yes.
Then,
okay.
Do I have anything that I want to do? Wise? I don't.
Are you leaving everything in the ledger hold that you currently have there, or are you taking anything out?
No, I'm not actually.
Or are you adding
just counting
anything there?
things. I'm not actually. Not moved anything.
Okay.
Although,
okay.
Yeah, no, I need those documents on me.
Yeah, the documents are on you. I mean, you could open the inventory using the player sheet that we created, but okay. So, not taking anything out or putting anything in other than this this parchment. Did you have anything that you would have done on your way back towards the Lucky Tankard, or would you have just made your way there?
Maybe just some idle, like, walking through town, see if I can catch any stories, and maybe making a round around the central market just to,
okay, taking the scenic route.
Idly catching some gossip to maybe see if I can,
you know what? I'll let you roll for that. Go ahead and roll me. I want you to roll me a perception check. I will make it a straight roll since you are purposefully like lingering and idling, just trying to see what you can pick up.
Yeah. And since I'm trying to hear stories, my sunlight sensitivity shouldn't matter here.
No. This is pure. This is audible only. So this is not. This is not a visual thing. So you're not gonna have disadvantage on that.
Neat.
Yeah.
Hey, I got some hot goss for my next regaling stories in the afternoon.
Okay.
Performance.
With a natural 20 on a perception check for audible, you do hear. I mean, you hear a smattering of information. You hear everything from the local gossip about who's been seen kissing who, all the way up to people kind of something that you've not noticed in Southern Darun or Darun proper for quite a while, but you actually because you just went to North Darun. Heard things up there, saw how the other side of the city lives comparatively to the south side of the city. You're suddenly more in tune. It's kind of the same thing when like you're looking at a picture of a car for a while, like, man, it's a really cool car, and then suddenly you start seeing that car everywhere in town. It's kind of the same thing. You've now heard all these things in North Darun, and now you're almost more tuned into them here in South Darun. You are hearing various people, more than just one, of kind of the lamenting of the state of the city. And whilst some of it is just kind of people kind of complaining about the city council's sort of unique position of power that they hold, but also you hear people complaining that they feel like the city guard aren't doing enough, that there's too many problems for them to handle. You hear a couple people saying they wish they could interact with the city council more. They feel too removed from society. You hear other people that are complaining about how that you feel kind of like some older news that, man, have you heard, those low hoods, they were such a problem in the Riverside district for so long, and you kind of smirk under your breath as you hear this going, huh, not anymore, recognizing that problem is old and they're behind the times, realizing that information in this city doesn't move as fast as one may believe, and that stories take a while to get around. You do hear people kind of saying, hey, did you hear about that manor fire in the west part of the city last week? A whole building burnt down and there was bodies inside and no one knows who did it. And you then hear someone goes, yeah, I heard it was a bunch of teenagers that just were out messing around and screwed up and a bunch of people got killed. And you start to realize that the rumors around that several weeks old event that is now basically old news to you guys is just now making its way to the central and southern part of the city. And people have various ranges of conspiracy theories as to what happened. You hear it could have been teenagers. You do hear one that says it's a criminal syndicate and it was where they were doing business. You hear that it was a cult that was trying to summon a demon lord and failed horribly and burnt the building down and brought it all down on themselves. You hear another theory that it was a plot by the original homeowner to burn the building down and collect an insurance payout from the city. You hear everything, and from both ends of the spectrum, just proving how the game of telephone in society that doesn't have modern communication really does change the narrative very quickly if someone's not there to put truth to fact. And so hearing all these different things, you continue to move through the city. You do hear a conversation as you are exiting the central market that catches your ear. Well, I gotta respect a natural 20. You hear a conversation that catches your ear, and it's sort of a hushed conversation that you're almost walking past. And as it catches you, you slow your walk and you kind of do that half step linger thing where you're kind of like trying to kind of lead with your ear more so to speak. And the conversation that you hear is between an elderly man with a cane and a kind of younger woman, younger to him, probably more in her like probably late 30s, early 40s, and she's got a basket full of groceries, and he's just kind of got his smoking pipe in one hand and his cane in the other, and he's kind of hunched over, and she's speaking to him, and he leans in and he's like, did you hear that there were strange sightings out in the Kestrel village recently? And she leans in and says, no, I'm not aware. What are you speaking of? And the conversation goes on for several moments, and what you're able to glean in passing, because you're not stopping and speaking to these people, but what you catch is the elderly man starts describing what can best be described as a scene of confusion that happened, apparently in his words, overnight on the outskirts of Kestrel village, where the village folk found a completely mauled ox that has been just shredded. It wasn't eaten. He describes that it wasn't eaten. It wasn't like a wild animal that did it. It was something else that just completely destroyed this ox. And there was no signs of who did it. And the only thing that was left was these large, strange footmarks in the ground that went through the dirt and mud until it was no longer dirt and mud, and it was leading somewhere into the city. And no one knows what happened, and there's not been anyone speaking about it. The guard don't know about it. All they know is this ox was found dead, but it was in Kestrel village, so no one seems to really care. And it's just strange because that's not a thing that's normal to the city, especially inside what was considered city limits. And by the time that you're like hearing some of this, you're now getting outside of the distance of being able to hear the details, and then at that point the conversation is faded from your listening range, unless you were to stop and interact with them in any way. And just continue walking. That would be what you'd hear.
Conveniently, just before I get out of audible range, I'll just notice that my shoes are untied and just retie them.
Okay.
Casually, despite them being straps and not.
Okay. I want you to roll me either. I'll leave it. You know what? No, I'm gonna have you roll me. Actually, I'm going to be mean. You're going to roll me a sleight of hand check to see how well you can feign tying your boot. And then you're going to roll me a stealth check to see that if you can basically blend into society enough that they don't blatantly see you lurking, listening in on them.
Okay, they're both +4, so this is fine.
Okay, so this is your sleight of hand check. Okay, I mean, you realize that you're tying when you go to untie your shoe and you're tying it, you're like, oh shoot, I just like subconsciously just tied my boot, and you have to do it again, which is a little conspicuous. Now go ahead and roll me a stealth check. I'll say actually with the stealth, because you rolled an 8 on the sleight of hand, disadvantage on the stealth check.
Others, dang it. I was like, can I inspire myself? But nope.
Ooh, that's a natural.
Hey, so about that. I'm not
Dice
good
are
at
telling
this,
stories
but it's
tonight.
okay.
Describe to me, since you've just seen that you got an 8 on your sleight of hand check and a 5 on your stealth. Describe to me how Talina would be attempting to blend in and how it may appear. I'll let you describe that.
So, I'm walking past and I'm paying way more attention to listening to the story and slowing my pace than looking what's in front of me. So as I kneel down to redo my shoes, I headbutt something or someone. I'll leave that up to you. But something is in front of me that is closer than I thought it was. Whether that's a person or a structure or whatever, I'll leave that up to you. But yeah.
So you were distracted by the structure in front of you?
Yeah, no, so I'm more focused on listening and trying to stay within audio range, that I'm just leaning down and forward, and something is too close that I hit my head on
okay.
someone or something in front of me.
So as you lean down to do this, and you're more focused on your listening than your visual, your hands are just like subconsciously tying your boot and just like keep nodding and nodding and nodding until you run out of lace. And as you recognize you run out of lace, you glance down at your boot, and that's when a portly gentleman who's carrying a large basket of bread bumps into you and spills the bread all over the ground near you, and is like, "Oh, what are you doing in the middle of the street?" And and just starts like trying to scamper up all his bread, which immediately grabs the attention of the two individuals next to you. And they're just kind of looking at you. They don't say anything, but their conversation has ended. But they're just kind of like, their attention's now drawn to you and the baker essentially gathering up some loaves of bread.
I'm just gonna ignore the conversation peoples, because clearly they're no longer important, and I need to make sure that I don't draw any more attention from them. So I'm just gonna apologize to, I presume, the baker dude in front of me.
Okay.
Or at least the bread salesman, or the person who bought a bunch of bread.
When you look up, he's covered in flour. He's got an apron on. He's very much a baker.
And I'm gonna help him gather the bread. And when it's all back in the basket, I'm gonna prestidigitate it to, clean it out a bit.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. Yeah. And as soon as you do, he just kind of like, he recognizes that you were tying your boot. Excuse me. He recognized you were tying your boot, and he goes like, "Oh, well, it's all right." And then as you were cast prestidigitation, he goes, "Oh, well, no harm, no foul. Have a good day." And he just trots off.
I'm not even gonna look over my shoulder. I'm just gonna like step and a half speed, just walk out of the market back to the Lucky Tankard, going, "No, that didn't work. It's fine.
Fair enough.
I got the information I deserved."
Fair enough. So basically, you make your way back to Lucky Tankard, and for the rest of you, this is when I'm going to progress a little bit here. So at this point, all of you guys have reconvened at the Lucky Tankard at various times and in various locations, but you guys have all made your way back to the tavern. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Addie just got home from work. So, because you guys have all reconvened at the tavern, and it's been a bit since you've all been together,
Yes.
Sorry, Addie was showing me her new nails. She just got nails done today. Yep. Where was I? Oh, okay. So because you guys have kind of been kind of fractured a little bit lately in conducting different things around the city, you guys all find yourselves back around a singular table at the tavern. And this is where you guys have kind of an opportunity to reflect on all of the things that have been going on over the last, while, really. There's a lot that's been going on. You've had party members join, you've had party members leave, and this is that moment where the tavern is not very full tonight. It's a work night, basically. It's a standard night of the week. You have your occasional people coming in for, like the fishermen coming off their boats. There's a couple people in the tavern, but for the most part, it's pretty quiet. And Durham is kind of giving you guys your space, but he brings you at whatever you need. And you guys all basically have this opportunity to kind of converse with each other and kind of mentally and verbally share notes in character. With that, however, I'm going to offer something, and it's up to you guys if you want this or not. I am also willing to kind of help you guys refresh your character's memory of what in character you guys have learned pretty much as far back as you'd like. And you guys can use this as an opportunity to figure out what's going on with each other and with your tasks at hand, with your mysteries, questions, etc., like that. But if you guys would like, I'm happy to kind of give you an in-character recap beyond just the last couple sessions.
To be honest, I really would appreciate the in-character recap.
Sure.
My notes are a jumbled mess.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, does anyone else feel differently on that? Because I'm good either way.
We can give a quick recap.
Okay. So,
I don't mind.
all right. As you guys sit at the table, new faces with like Tippy and Helrea and Kyria is also there present, and old faces like Talina, Grigor, and Dax, and obviously the pleasure of the company of Scorch, your new Dax's new dog companion. You guys think back kind of collectively in your own little ways on how you ended up in this room. Talina, Dax, and Grigor, you guys met several weeks ago under, this very strange encounter, literally right where you were standing, where you're sitting, with this large serpent coming out of the water and having to fight this thing. And then from there being thrust into employment with Cassivus. And then from there going on this journey to just collect some documents, which then turned into, a fight with these thieves, and then someone mysteriously robbing you, and then a chase through the streets, and then getting more information from Cassivus, and then going from there to navigate your way through this ancient catacomb of a city underneath the city you're currently in, digging for more information and clues and whatever you can find as you make your way across the city to this hideout under the guise of an old abandoned manor, and finding your quarry, finally finding the documents, but also finding things you weren't expecting along the way. Hearing information that the Low Hoods were actually working for someone. You never quite figured out who, but someone who claimed to be or seemed to be a leader in some aspect, was reporting to someone higher, and the Low Hoods were not okay with it. There was something going on. They weren't happy with the way things were, but that resistance from that Low Hood member was met with death. He was killed right then and there. You guys were able to dispatch most of them, burn the house down, and leave no trace of your presence, and then make your escape into the night. From there, you brought your quarry back to Cassivus. It then was taken from him. It was taken to him, and he took it from you, and you asked him questions about what's going on. He had some vague answers, but he was going to look into it himself. Later coming back to you and revealing that there are some strange happenings around the city. There is some strange things going on that can't quite be accounted for. And someone higher than him, up somewhere within the upper echelon of the city, has, through back channels, contacted Cassivus to basically hire either him or, by extension, you to investigate some of these things directly. And the first clue was that this benefactor, so to speak, believes that Dr. Tobias Arkwright, a sitting city council member, is for some reason behind the Low Hood's actions in the city, behind the unrest that seems to be slowly broiling and boiling and bubbling over within the city. And it was believed that the first logical spot to look was go back to the roots, go to Dr. Arkwright's home and start there. You guys decided to go across the river. This is where you guys met up with Helrea, and as well as Tippy, who had replaced young Othwin, literally replaced her with a poof for almost no reason. There was no explanation as to what happened. Even Tippy wasn't 100% sure as to what happened. But you made your way across the river into the North Darun district, or to the side of the city, and then made your way over into Juniper Slope, splitting off one group investigating the Kingfisher Square district and trying to find out if there was any boots on the ground information you could find about Dr. Arkwright. How does he connect to the city? Or is there anything we can glean from the city's life that we can take and apply to our investigation? the other half of the group going directly to Dr. Arkwright's home, where you guys actually met Mrs. Arkwright herself. And in her sitting room was young Kyria, which was later discovered was some sort of basically above table cleric for the Everlight. And there was that recognition there, but there's also this level of distrust because the questions she was asking Mrs. Arkwright were kind of in line with the questions you guys were asking. And as some probed Mrs. Arkwright, some investigated the house grounds and rooms within the house, discovering one, that Mrs. Arkwright, by her own admission, the house had been robbed recently, and there were some items that were missing. And the investigation showed that, yeah, there was in fact some sort of a robbery where somebody had snuck in through the back garden, coming over an iron fence, and had left trails and traces of that. However, that was as much as you guys knew. Talina, recognizing there may be potential connection to those items from stuff that had been seen earlier, but non-confirmed. Hellrea was able to discover that Dr. Arkwright had his personal den, and there was some strange things in there. But as a group, finding out that there was actually a secret that the doctor was keeping, which is actually a workshop underneath, or sort of a workshop, underneath the house in sort of a cellar space. And before that could fully be investigated, before any of this could actually be discovered, Mrs. Arkwright started to show some signs of feeling she started to seem a little off, and excused herself to take care of something, potentially to write you, I believe it's to write a letter or something like that, and was gone for a prolonged period of time. And when it was gone to investigate as to where she went, a flash of magical light was seen through a door crack, and she was gone, completely disappeared. And there was no sign, there was no remnants of her anymore. There was no sign of her leaving. There was no other exit for her other than the front door that she could have had to go right past you. She had completely removed herself. Being that this was strange, the group decided it was probably time to leave, but first let's go ahead and investigate this area. And the rest of the group came and rejoined, and you guys investigated the lower cellar and found that it was hidden behind a bookshelf, and inside was a large safe with a strange combination lock made up of letters and made up of numbers, that then through a cipher that you guys ended up finding was revealed behind a cryptic phrase that you discovered. Got into the safe, found that the good doctor had not only documents in there that gave you some information as to what you were investigating, but also found that there was a prototype of this sort of device that you had found schematics for within the same room, as well as a version of these same schematics had been seen in the catacombs. And what you ended up finding was essentially, for lack of a better term, a flintlock era style pistol, but he referred to as a fire spark on the schematics. Discovering that this is in fact some sort of explosive-based weapon with an arcane tie, you guys took the device along with what's perceived to be some sort of projectile that it shoots, the documents, and I think you guys took some of the money from there, I can't remember, and then made your exit. This all being very strange, and some of the information in the documents were not lining up with the information that you guys had been hearing from your sources. Everything that you had been hearing was implying that Dr. Arkwright was this rather power-hungry individual that was trying to screw over the people of North Tarun, but what you'd been discovering through this documentation was that Dr. Arkwright, through his own words, cared about North Tarun and was trying very, very hard to be a genuine civil servant and try to bring wealth and respect and dignity back to North Tarun. So something wasn't lining up there. You guys decided to make your way back. During this, Daxori had come across a young pickpocket by the name of Illithane, who she had caught trying to pickpocket somebody else in Kingfisher Square, and essentially a deal was struck that Dax would help her get across the river, and then on the other side there would potentially be a potential for work or business or work jobs of some kind. That meeting has yet to take place currently, as Dax had gone off to do other things later, and we'll get to that in a second. But as you guys cross back over the city and get back into South Tarun, once again, you guys split up to do a couple of various tasks, look into a couple things. Dax was looking into something personal. No one really knows 100% what she was doing beyond digging into this personal thing. Talina, Hellrea, and Kyria had arranged to meet up on the west side of the city for a meeting, and Tippy and Grigor decided to follow Dax and assist her. Now that you guys have returned back to this point, there's a lot of questions that have been left unanswered, and each of you kind of has your own way of thinking about this and dwelling on it. It's very clear to you guys, and I'll end it here. Each one of you genuinely recognizes that there's strangeness going on. It's very clear that There is obviously a benefactor to Cassivus that has dispatched you on this journey, but the information that Cassivus gave you doesn't seem to be 100% matching up with what you found. There's still potential that it's true, but it's not like a clear-cut case that, yeah, he's behind it. It's something else going on. Mrs. Arkwright's sudden and abrupt disappearance for almost no reason is very odd and does not make any sense. The Lowhoods vanishing entirely from the Riverside district after the burning down of the house entirely is also odd, because you guys know for a fact that at least one of their leaders was not in the house. This strange pair of hooded individuals that took the plans from you originally on the waterfront, they've not been seen or heard from. Oops. What did I just do? That was weird.
I think you refreshed.
I think I did refresh. Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. Should be back. I think I bumped a button. This strange set of twins had just, or not twins, I'm sorry, hooded individuals had just kind of vanished for seemingly no reason. And thankfully you were able to retrieve the plans, but they had definitely stolen them from you originally. All of these things, there's just a lot of question marks going on. And that is where I'll kind of like, that's where you kind of like come back into the room, and each of you have kind of reflected on that. Obviously, Tippy and Helrea and Kyria have their own unique perspective on these because they're fresher to this, but that is kind of the overarching memory that you guys would be kind of discussing or thinking about anyways. As far as discussion, that's up to you guys.
I was gonna say, at any point, does Helrea learn any of this?
So,
dang.
Helrea does know, as we've played out in previous sessions, Helrea does know about the group's involvement with the manor. That's been you until you had that discussion. Helrea would know, obviously, everything that you encountered with the dispatch to go across the river to investigate Arkwright, everything you found out there and back. The only stuff she wouldn't know is everything that happened prior, obviously, to her joining, except for, obviously, the manor thing. You do obviously know that they've been working for Cassivus because, he made that clear. But beyond that, that's up to you guys to share. Oh, and that's right. Monhold also mentioned that you guys, having visited North Darun for seemingly the first time, recognized it's nowhere near as bad as the main Darun made it out to be. You also recognize, thank you for reminding me, that something that was else very odd is that none of you have ever, especially those of you who are kind of residents of Darun, have never seen tax collectors in the main city of Darun, and yet you witnessed firsthand, some of you witnessed firsthand, some very aggressive and expensive tax collecting happening right in front of you in the Kingfisher district. So that would be something else that would kind of cross your mind.
So here's just a question of who arrived at the tavern first in succession, just so we have a general idea.
More than likely
who to say hi with.
Correct. The way that I was kind of playing this out is that we are now kind of picking back up for this session after everyone's already arrived and had made their way to a central table. Everybody would arrive at different times, but I'm kind of playing out that you guys have all kind of made your way to the table kind of around the same time.
I'm putting a concern of Kyria not having the player present.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe Kyria did not join Rhea going into the Lucky Tankard.
I'd say that for now, because Jesse kind of let me play Kyria for this evening because in this circumstance, is she's present, but she's still new and still figuring you guys out. That she's basically just kind of clocking all of you and just kind of there to absorb and see how this plays out.
Gotcha. We have a Mark the Red right now. Anyways. That's a reference that only a very few bundle of people might get.
So Selena would share the various different rumors that she's heard regarding why the manor fire occurred, and shares with the group that she's kind of tickled about this whole demon summoning cultists rumor, and that if anybody asks, that's probably the most funny rumor that we can nudge and slightly reinforce.
Oh, I'm definitely willing to push that one. That's hilarious.
Alternatively, rowdy teenager seems the most innocent one.
Pick and choose.
How fun it is to know the truth behind a rumor.
right? It's like, huh, this is convenient. People have made lies for me.
It's the way rumors work,
also
man.
So the another roll in the same place. Assuming during this recap, at some point, I'll be slightly inspiring for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll get. I don't know why that rolls. It's a flat number, but you know.
There you go. Yeah,
For
it's
some
the way. It's
reason,
just the way
that didn't-
Foundry works.
I was gonna say that didn't apply, but that's because Neon hadn't pressed the button yet.
Yeah, I have to push the button. That's weird that
That
you
should
can't
be
do it, but-
everyone except for Scorch, because I can only do 6.
Yeah, it had
Poor
the full list.
puppy.
Listen, I'm gonna assume that Dax is going to keep Scorch safe when it comes to combat, and therefore it doesn't need to temporary hit points. And if it does get injured, it's gonna get high priority healing word anyway. So. If not slaughtering of whoever heard it.
So,
Yes.
Hellray is going to address the table. So, our meeting went well. Did you have your meeting yet today? Staring at Dax.
You will have noticed that Dax is there, but also not there at the same time. She's at the table, and she's listening, but at the same time, she's staring almost blankly at a document that she doesn't have rolled up in her hands. It's somewhere between rolled and crumpled.
And actually,
It's
Hellray.
scrumpled.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Fox.
It's scrumpled.
It's perfect. It's scrumpled. I love
If,
that.
if I accidentally meted that, I'm so sorry.
No. I was gonna say, actually, Hellraya, can you, being your unique character, can you please roll me a? Let's do
Perception?
I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm gonna say perception because I had an argument in my head for a history check, but I'm gonna say perception.
Well, I already know that's gonna be like a 30.
No, it's not. It's not that high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My perception's not my highest one.
No.
Thank you very
It's,
much.
yeah, no. I mean, a lot of you are very perceiving individuals, but I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
my
that
highest
Kyria's.
one is my BS detector.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. Kyria is the really. Yeah, yours is the BS detector. Kyria's is the I see everything. So, Hellraya, you what you can tell from this scrumpled piece of parchment, is not a lot. Obviously, it's scrumpled. I love this word, by the way. I'm stealing this. But you do recognize just with a 16, just enough of it that looks like a poster. You're not. That's as much as you can tell. You can tell that it's thick enough parchment and it's about the right size, but that's literally it. You're not going to know anything else beyond that.
Rhea's showing some like slight interest on her face, looking at the parchment and then back to Dax. And then kind of turns attention to Drigor and Tippy and kind of asks them, that meeting did happen, right? What else did you get into?
Okay, so who's telling them that we convinced almost an entire guard post that there's a king?
I don't know, the same person that told them that you convinced a tax collector that there's a king.
Oh, Tippy's 400ly going for that. Oh yeah, we convinced everybody. We have a king.
There's way too many gullible idiots in this world.
Do you still have the writing? I don't know how long that lasts for.
I thought it was 10 days.
Is it 10 days?
I believe it's 10 days.
Yeah, okay, then unless you definitely still have it.
I believe Dax has
The
it now.
misery script is.
Yeah, no,
still
I
there,
have it. It's somewhere within my not my backpack, my jacket.
Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, and it's a ritual spell too, so you don't even need to use spell slots to write it. It does cost 10 gold.
So so I currently have it. It's in my backpack, or not my backpack, my jacket somewhere.
Okay. So yeah,
That wasn't Dax saying it. That was just me saying I do have it.
Mm-hmm. So Tippy described what was going on. All right. Well then, seems we both had an interesting day. Actually, all of us. Talina, I apologize for leaving you at the Wizard and Wand earlier. Figured I would get to know our new friend a little bit more.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Kyria just gives a polite nod.
I needed some time to practice my performance for the event.
Oh, yes. I also agreed to be partaking in that.
Yeah, although with this shiny new blade, I have a dance partner? Question mark.
Well, a great performance might also require background entertainment.
True.
That or we can work out something.
I just realized that the dancing rapier needs attunement, otherwise we could have thrown it back and forth.
Yup.
God, imagine a sword fight play though with dancing.
You could do it
where
with
you
some
can actually
regular
pass
swords.
them back and forth.
I mean,
true,
but it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah,
those skill checks are going to be way higher DCs.
I mean, Rhea's main primary weapon has been visible before, that being her whip.
Yeah.
So there's ideas that can be crafted.
True. Anyway, I did have another idea, and I'm not sure if I want to try this on everybody here, but if anybody or multiple buddies want to volunteer, I'm thinking of maybe seeing how I can tune my music so that you guys can tune out.
Sorry? I don't think I understand.
The magic of the lyre?
Oh!
You plucks a note or two without actively activating it.
For clarification, you in character did experience this briefly at the, I believe it was the Wizard and Wand.
Well, that and at the Arkwright Manor.
Oh,
and
that's right,
Rhea
yes.
definitely knows that things happen, and she has her own unique idea on how to prevent herself from being under the influence of it.
What for DM clarification, is that something that you want to let me know? Something that you would just do right now, or is it something that, like, what is it?
If she actually tries to do a performance with that and allow us a preventative measure, Rhea will be doing something, and I will just DM it to you.
Okay.
She wouldn't do it right meow, because we're in a public place and it's sure. kind of thing. But
yeah.
You know, if people were up for it, then she wouldn't mind, like, perhaps before dinner, just hopping up to a room so that, you know, line of sight and audio is muffled a bit.
Yeah. Obviously, you work here, so Durham would you know Durham wouldn't object. He'd probably be very happy to.
Do I have any volunteers?
I mean, realistically, if you want to attempt this, they can all try to kind of. You could try to do it for the group.
As in, like, us getting used to it, or an us preventing ourselves from being put under?
Kind of little of both.
Little bit of both, yeah.
I'm
So try to
game.
talk you through, like, basically, because it's a charm effect, and elves are resistant / immune to charms, right?
Oh, that's a great
no,
question.
Immune to sleep.
I think it's sleep.
Not.
I don't think anybody is like as a race is fully immune. I know that there's some like monsters.
No, I know
that
there's
are, but-
resistances, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Hang
No,
on.
I'm thinking of the. No, I'm thinking of BG3, the Protector from Evil. Good and evil stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Let me double check. Yeah, it's funny. We've been playing so much BG3 lately. I have to remember that a lot of rules are transferable. There's a lot that aren't.
Yeah, no, the elves only have immunity to sleep. I should know. I am one.
Yeah, I mean, I can check this. I'll check the other ones real quick and see. But
Oh, I have advantage on saving throws against being charmed. That's the thing.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
elves do have advantage against
Just
those.
naturally, yes. That's right.
So I guess I can use that.
Rhea's
knowledge
going
to
to. Sorry, just trying to progress it. Oh, but blah blah blah. Rhea's going to reply. I'm game to try this. I did pick up on your little trick earlier across the river. I have my own idea on how to keep myself from falling to its influence, or anyone else we might need to keep more conscious.
More conscious? I would say more
Aware.
alert rather than conscious. Yeah.
Aware, conscious. Truthfully, if they're unawares, they are falling to their subconscious, but semantics.
Dylan kind of nods at the semantics bit. Yeah, you're right.
I will say, Talina, you notice that while the bar is not just you guys, there are a few patrons, but for the most part, it's pretty much just you guys. And the only patrons are sitting at the bar. There's no one else sitting at any of their tables. And you immediately recognize that there are two that look to be some regular fishermen that come in almost every night just to get like a bite to eat and a drink before they head back out for their night fishing. And the stage is there and empty.
Yeah, definitely not a stage performance level of practice, though. This is definitely I want to do it in an enclosed room to make sure there's nothing within 30 feet and in line of sight. So yeah, I'll give Dornum a heads up that we'll be using the practice room backstage for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, he just kind of nods and waves over to the other side of the bar, and moves over to engage with one of the patrons that's shaking an empty tankard at him.
And then whoever wants to come with, they can come with.
Rhea would have stood herself up to go along.
Okay, so Rhea's
Gregor would do the same.
Wait. I am so bad at names. Rhea, are you the bottom left or the bottom right character?
Bottom right. The best way to keep them apart is going to be red versus blue or black versus white with the hair.
And Kyria has visible horns off of her head. Hellraya does not.
Fair.
And Kyria still does not
Did you
know
drag
about
Kyria
Hellraya's
down
secret.
because Kyria was coming down as well?
Oh, I meant to grab you. There we go.
Okay, fair enough.
Talk about getting confused.
Yep. I would say we're gonna let the dice decide whether or not Kyria would go. Because it's not my character. Kyria would decide that she is going to stay at the table currently because she's unsure of what it is you're about to do, and she's still getting to know you.
I'm gonna give the doggo a pet and tell it to stay before I leave. I don't want the dog over
Oh,
here.
it probably wasn't leaving Dax's side, to be honest.
It has been hanging out with me frequently, so I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, you're right. Alright, in that case, I will target just those two.
Are the rest of you staying at the table to confirm? Rest of you being Tippy and Dax.
Tippy wasn't paying attention, so Tippy's definitely staying.
Dax is at the bar currently.
Oh, she's still at the bar. Okay, so Dax is still over at the bar. Okay, so Tippy is...
Yeah, and Scorch got up and went over and is now laying at her feet.
Gotcha. Okay. And so Tippy's just going to linger at the table with Kyria then?
Yeah, she wasn't paying attention to any of them, so she's she's munching anything that was brought.
Oh, there's that bowl of nuts on the table, just as it always is.
We love our spacey little squirrel.
It's got the squirrel brain.
Yep, very much so. Okay, so the three of you head back behind stage into sort of the green room / prep area for any sort of the performers. It's also kind of a pseudo storage area. And this is the first time that Rhea and Grigor, you've been backstage. It's not a very large space. It's almost more of a hallway than it is a room, but it does have a little bit of an alcove to it where there's a couple chairs and what looks to be like a little, almost like a little, like a writing desk sized desk back there. It's not very large, but it's a space.
Okay, so I see Gregor covering his ears. Is Rhea doing anything physical before she starts playing?
You'll notice that the ring on her hand is starting to faintly glow, as if, it's there. It's noticeable. It's a dimly lit room. And Rhea's just giving a look of more confidence than anything.
Alright.
Ready when you are.
What are you doing? What's... Oh, good idea. Maybe this will work.
And and Talena is playing the song and trying to focus on the area she's affecting and like mentally trying to like play around them.
Okay.
Or like as opposed to at them, like similar to how evoker wizards can sculpt their spells around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. First things first is I want you to roll me an Arcana check to see how you, how well you can kind of like focus your magic. Okay, an 11. You recognize as the song starts to play that you don't really have full control over sound. But you're able to play just soft enough that you're like, I'm not playing loud enough that anyone outside this room is probably going to hear me beyond maybe just this faint little sound of me plucking the strings. And you're trying to kind of hone it into an area, but you're not really able to control it in the way that you're trying to in your mind. It's a little bit outside of your capabilities currently, but it's something that you feel with practice and time, you might actually be able to target this a little bit more than it just being a full radius-based thing. But currently, you recognize today is not that day. Now, before we apply the effect, here's what we're going to do.
I just did the little doodad a little too early.
No, that's
but,
fine. You're fine. You're fine. So you did the doodad. Here's what we're going to do is Grigor and Rhea. Well, actually, Talena, what are you, besides focusing it, are you trying to... I back up here. You aren't trying to focus it around them. You're trying to, like, navigate around them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I said the wrong words. But
yeah,
yes.
I'm trying to avoid the magic from hitting them.
Yes, yeah,
Which
exactly.
Obviously, it's very new to me, so it's not going to work. But
Yep. So I'm gonna kind of inverse everything I just said because I realized I read that wrong. Heard that wrong. That you are trying very hard to not affect the two of them, and you realize that this is not as easy as you thought it would be, and it's definitely gonna take time and practice. But with that, with your efforts and you're trying really hard to focus it, Rhea, with your little thing that you're doing.
To explain what's going on, Rhea is casting a minor illusion of a little ear-ringing kind of tinnitus-like sound at like the back of her own brain for only her to hear, as a way to try to counteract any music that might be coming her way and the spell effect.
I like it. And then Grigor, what you said you're trying to cover your ears? Was that what Grigor's trying to do?
Yes.
Okay. So with the culmination of those, because you two are actively trying something here, I want each of you guys to make me a wisdom check, not a saving throw, a wisdom check, to see if you guys can affect this. Now, I'm going to tell you that the DC is kind of high because this is the first time you guys are trying to like actively drown out, block out, or somehow avoid this music, and by connection the magic attached to it. But go ahead and go. I want each of you guys to roll me those checks.
If it's a save, by the way, you can hit the button on the trans tunes and just ignore the pass fail number.
Oh, that's true. I can't do that. Yeah. Okay. So, both of you guys,
checks, not saves.
Both of you guys are.
He asked for a check.
I asked for a check
Oh,
specifically.
sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. I said check because they're actively trying to do something as opposed to it was kind of, it could have gone either way kind of deal. Despite your guys' best efforts, both of you guys do feel yourselves kind of subtly drift into the music. For a second, Rhea, you feel like, oh, this is working. Like you kind of glance over and see Grigor's hands come down from his ears, and he's kind of like looks relaxed and has a slight smile on his face. Grigor, you kind of feel yourself just your whole body becomes jello as you kind of relax into this sound and just kind of listen to it and enjoy the sound of her music, which you've heard before. And unfortunately, yours had no effect. Covering your ears doesn't work against magical sound, unfortunately. Rhea, yours basically fighting magic with magic does actually seem to work for a moment. Basically the ringing does kind of block it out, but after a moment, you, in the same way most people like kind of the tinnitus ringing, they almost kind of forget that it's there for a second, and then you feel yourself succumb to it and listen to the music and feel you just feel at peace, and your whole body just kind of like leans into the music. And Talina, you watch both of them immediately, like both of them are being affected by the music.
I was gonna mention a way that would be visual on Hellrhea for sure is one, starting to sway and get into the music, but also the ring would have gone dim.
Okay.
As the spell stopped being cast.
Of course, yeah, very good point. Yeah, so the ring is no longer illuminated and goes just to a dark color, and both of them just kind of lean into it, and you're immediately aware, Talina, that they are in fact still affected by the spell.
Yeah, given my experience with it, I'll know that like within the first 10 seconds, either they are or they aren't affected, and I could probably tell because game rounds and stuff.
Yep, and you.
So I
notice
wouldn't play
very
for
quickly-
longer, like maybe 15 seconds, just to see if they can focus through it.
Yeah.
But if they're not, like, oh well, it didn't work, but hey, we have practice, so yay.
Yep. So with that, after a couple of seconds, and you did recognize that Grigor fell almost immediately, whereas Hellrhea did seem to linger a little bit longer before something. You're not sure if it was a distraction, if it was, the magic that she was attempting, like whatever happened, just didn't seem to hold out long enough, and she did finally succumb to it. So here's what's going to happen: is Grigor, you are still able to be affected by this once the music stops. Which actually, now you guys, if you want, you can remove that charmed effect from your character sheets after she's done playing the music. But Hellrhea, because even though it didn't work 100%, you now have resistance against this particular spell anytime that the lyre is played in the future. So if you are within the radius of the lyre, you have to make the wisdom saving throw, you get to roll with advantage. You have resistance against this. So that'll help you in the future because you found a trick that does seem to potentially work. It's just not. You're gonna have to practice.
To hone it.
You need to hone it.
Use a different sound in the back of my head, kind of deal.
Exactly. I will also say above table, if you guys wish to attempt this again, like try to practice again with being more immune to it, you can. Grigor's gonna have to figure out another trick essentially, or maybe there's another way that you guys, as a group, can help. But you guys can attempt this again, and the DC will be different because you've tried this once. But it will take practice, basically. Essentially, this is not something that's going to happen immediately. All right, and make sure you make a note of that in your sheet.
I was gonna say I don't know where to pop a note for that.
I'm making a passive effect that might remind you of it. And I'll have to figure out how to send it to others, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can just drag it from sheet to sheet.
Yes, but I can't see their sheet.
Well, when you have it done, let me know and I'll drag it from sheet to sheet.
Fair. Okay.
Yep. While this is happening in the back room, we're gonna zip out to the front room real quick. Tippy, you're sitting at the table with Kyria, and Kyria is not very talkative right now. She just kind of eyeballs you a little bit, gives you a slight smirk, but is just kind of like just admiring your existence because you're a very unique little creature, and she just looks like very taken by you. But as this is happening, I want you to roll me an Arcana check, please.
Arcana.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, holy, that's an 8. What did you have to Arcana? Oh, actually, you know what? That actually makes sense. That makes sense. I was just said in my head. I was like, what? Oh, wait, I know what class you are. Never mind. That tracks. That is the yeah. Okay, so now we know where your dump stat is. Oh, not your dump stat. Your topped out stat is. As you're sitting here and Carrie kind of smirks at you, the hair on the back of your little squirrel neck starts to kind of stick up a little bit, and it just kind of that little tinge in the back of your brain starts to kind of flicker a little bit, and you start to sense something of an arcane nature that is nearby, potentially very close, but it's not specific. And it's kind of lingers. It doesn't like just pass real quickly. It's not like someone walked over your grave and you got to chill down your spine. Like it lingers and it's still there, and your hair still stands up on your neck. And you feel, you hear in the back of your brain your companion, so to speak.
Do you sense that as well? What is that? Do you feel it?
Tippy's not gonna respond to her companion.
Okay.
But going to investigate the feeling.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. And because you rolled an 18 on the Arcana, I'll give you advantage on that investigation as well.
Investigation. That's not the right one. There it is.
Did you say investigation?
I was gonna say investigation.
Yeah. Okay. 21.
And I was like, I stopped myself because I almost hit insight instead.
That was not no. You hear with the voice from your companion drifting out of your mind again, and you kind of hone in, you kind of lean into your arcane senses about where is this tinge coming from, where is this feeling coming from. You think about it and you realize you kind of start to kind of like scan around the room, and it's almost like a metal detector, right? Like as you start to scan, you recognize that nothing's changing until you start to scan down towards your little bag. And you realize that there's this arcane pull or throbbing or sense coming from your bag. And as you go into your bag with the 21 investigation check, it's like all of your arcane senses are swirling in your head. And it's not so much a danger sense. It's not like Spidey senses going off. It's just more that something that you haven't really caught before, because there's been a lot going on since you've basically teleported into this plane of existence, and it hasn't been something that you've thought about. Now that you're relaxed and sitting in a quiet tavern and no one's really bugging you, there's nothing going on, and you're just munching away on some nuts, your body relaxes, and suddenly your radar goes off, and you realize that something from your bag is drawing your attention. You go into it, and it's your gem. Is almost have a how do I put it? A sort of static nature to it that you haven't seen it do thus far, but you also recognize that that's not, that kind of makes sense. You're not too familiar with this.
Once I notice it's what is causing it, I'm going to get up, well, as up as I can with two tiny little legs. I'm gonna look around the room real quick and try to find like a nice, quiet, secluded area, whether it be a room or anything. I'm gonna use the tables as my jumping points to get to said area.
Okay. I mean, you can easily pick a table in the corner because, like I said, as of right now, no one else is using any of the tables in the tavern. It's a very quiet night at the Lucky Tankard. You guys have found kind of a fortunate evening that's kind of more or less to yourselves, except for Durham and a few of the kind of very solitude patrons that are over at the bar, along with Dax at the end of the bar getting a tankard. So you can either stay in the room and just go to a corner, or if you'd like, you could go behind stage where the other room is. You could go upstairs or you could try to get behind the bar to the kitchen area, which you've not been in yet. But I mean, I don't know where Tippy would go.
Tippy's gonna make her way to a room, so upstairs.
Upstairs, okay. Using the table, roll me. Let's say I think because you're using the tables as jumping points, I would say this is an acrobatics check. Let's see how deftly, and I'll say the DC is not very high, due to the fact that you are a squirrel and are used to jumping around. Beautiful. Yeah, with a 14, you're able to easily jump across the tables. Just there's only like 3 before you get to the end of the tables, and you make your way to that staircase that just kind of sits out in the middle of the cobblestone. Then it goes straight up into the floor above you, and you make your way upstairs. And I mean, all the doors are shut, but you do know that one of the suites up here you guys have used recently.
Let me go to that one.
Okay, so you go into the suite that you were in before, and it's empty currently. The door is still unlocked, so either it is still rented to you guys as a group, or is just not rented currently. But it is empty.
Cool. I'm gonna go in, shut the door. As not like fully, just like kind of like when you're walking in a room, you just push the door behind you.
Yep.
So if it latches, it latches. If it don't, she's not really caring right now.
Let the dice decide that. I want you to roll me. Let's do a D6. 1 through 3 it latches. 4 through 6 it stays open a hair. All right. Yeah, you put enough force behind it that you hear it latch behind you.
Cool. I'm gonna get into bed and I'm gonna pull that crystal out and study it.
Under the bed, or like in bed, or under the covers? Sorry, I misunderstood what you said.
Like just on top,
on
however
top of
the bed is.
Okay, so you got on top of the bed. Okay, so as you pull the crystal out, for the first time, you recognize. Actually, do this. So as you pull it out, it is kind of having a staticky, like you as you take it out and are holding it, it has an electric feel to it, like a staticky feel to it. Like you can feel this sort of thrumming and buzzing within the very core of this gemstone. And you've not felt that before, but you also kind of recognize you haven't really messed with this that much. But as you hold it and kind of look it over, I want you to roll me another. You can either make an Arcana check, or you can make an investigation check. It's up to you about how she would approach this. Is she going to try to kind of think about it, to kind of lean into what arcane is going on? Because obviously you know that something arcane is going on. Or are you just going to try to purely look into it and figure out what you can see and feel and observe?
You're definitely going to go Arcana.
Arcana? Okay.
But she knows it's magical.
Yep. Okay. Man, those freaking high rolls. With a 21... you recognize that the feel of the magic coming off of this thing isn't matching the same feel that you got when you first came here. You do recognize that the gem has the power inside of it to do what it did, but you're also recognizing that there's more power inside this crystal that it's beyond what you are aware of. That there's something else as a part of this, inside of it, made up of it, around it, that you're recognizing is very unique. The 21, it feels very, like I said, staticky, electric. Like it feels like you can almost feel it like pulsating into your hands. It's not strong, it doesn't hurt, but you can feel that there's power within this gemstone. And I'll say also with a 21, it's not something that you are expecting or have heard about when you were given this artifact. This doesn't line up with what you've been told before.
Well, with my knowledge not being that great with the crystal, and because obviously not knowing knowing what it does supposed to do and it doing something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go try to find Spitwick.
You're gonna try to find Spitwick. Okay. So Spitwick, I will clarify without any sort of roll or anything. He is not at the tavern with you all and hasn't been pretty much most of the day.
Oh, I'm gonna go out and find him.
You're gonna try to go out and find him. Okay. Okay.
Because I'm gonna get because Tippy's already had the mind connection with him.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go until I can find that connection.
Sorry, Tyra. Yes, it did. Sorry. I'm going to see if that works. But yes. Okay, so you're gonna try to find Spitwick. Okay. Well, obviously you'd go, I assume, to attempt to leave the tavern, right? Okay. So as you're leaving the room, we're gonna really quick pop from there. While the liar test was going on, Tippy disappeared for a short bit. Kira's still sitting at the table. Dax, you walked over to the bar top and got a tankard of ale or tankard of something from Durham. Were you doing anything else there while at the bar?
Let's see. So when she goes up to the bar, she gets her tankard of ale, and so she's now got her tankard of ale in one hand and the toaster crinkled up in her hand.
Oh, did we lose Shadow? Did we lose me?
Perhaps.
Oh, no, we didn't lose me. Okay.
You're still here.
Well, because I started to hear Shadow say something and then it like faded out entirely, and I'm wondering if Shadow's net died again. I swear her net hates us playing. I'm gonna lean on the fact that yes, net did in fact die. All right, well, we'll take this opportunity to take our first little break. We're an hour in, so this is a good little spot for people to take a quick restroom break. For snacks, water, the whole nine. Chat, you guys get up, take a stretch, get something to eat, go to the restroom. We'll see if Shadow's net comes back shortly. I'm gonna go give my wife a hug because I have not given her a hug since she got home from work. So I'll be right back. Oh, why is my BRB screen frozen? Oh, it's the video. It's just the video being dumb. There it goes. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, so Rhea should have an effect on her character sheet. It doesn't actually do anything, but it's probably there unless my editing has deleted it again. Boom. That is indeed a shadow. Okay, chat, this is your reminder to go get a snacko and have something to drink and stretch your legs, look away from the distance for a bit, the 9 yards. Take care of yourself. Because, if you don't, who else will, right? You know, Jesse, you're not wrong, but then you're still the person paying to get that done. So technically, that's taking care of yourself via third party. I just realized that won't make any sense to chat at all.
Ruh-roh. Yeah, it's so ironic to me that people's internet always seems to die like right when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come to you. Okay, cool. Like we've been sitting here and they haven't been addressed or acknowledged in game. Like, all right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and do that. And right, like first sentence, internet's like, nope, you're done. I'm like, what?
Well, you know what they say. Never ask Murphy what's gonna happen, because it won't.
Ah, okay. She does. Hellraya does still have the trance resistance, so that is in there.
Cool. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just a reminder.
Correct.
So you may want to favorite it so it's on the left-hand side.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. If you want to just click and drag that to your favorites on the left there underneath your picture, you can toggle it on and off. So for some reason I tell you that you no longer have resistance to it, you can do that, but at least you'll remember it's there. It just be like that sometimes. It really does, Red. It really does. But yeah, so we're gonna give it a few more minutes and see if Shadow can rejoin. We're already down one player. I don't want us to be down two. Sweet melon, nice.
Neon, just FYI, I also added a immunity version of it.
Ah, nice, wonderful.
I'm gonna need some better images for that at some point. But that's.
I mean, I'm glad that you're figuring out how to navigate the Foundry library to find them there. So, but we can definitely find some more.
I'm just using a big pink fireball.
It works. I mean, it works. Yeah. Yeah. The nice thing is Foundry does have a very large default, library of like icon images, and I do have a tool here where I can find more, but they're all black and white. They're not colored or anything like that, which is a bit of a bummer. 'Cause yeah, I can go into. I can go into here.
Honestly, I'd say for this one, just grab the image I am using for immunity. Just put like 2 dice in the bottom corners, and on the resistance, just like a no symbol on top of it, like a circle with a stripe through it.
Sorry, you said, oh, you want me to like make one? I got you. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
I need to install Photoshop onto this. I was not gonna put my Photoshop and like Illustrator and all that sort of stuff on this computer. I was gonna use it on my laptop, but because Addie and I are now sharing the MacBook, and I just find myself at my desk more often than than I'm anywhere else. I think I'm probably just gonna end up putting it back on this computer because I have like the thumbnails for the last 2 VODs aren't built because I don't have Photoshop currently like set up. Because like I have Photoshop on my laptop, but all of my files are on my PC, and I don't have. I mean, unless I can get file sharing set up. Actually, I guess I could do that. I don't know. I'll get it. I gotta figure it out. I mean, it's one of the things I gotta do because I also have to make a bunch of item cards for my in-person game. So I have quite the project list that needs to get done.
No rush.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to progress too far without Shadow, so we'll wait here and see. Excuse me.
I was mentioning fiber and it being more reliable. No, it's just faster. It's about the same reliability.
I mean, I will say that ever since I moved into this apartment complex and have been using the fiber internet we have here, I have had way fewer problems than I did when I was using just standard cable or DSL or whatever the heck it was at my last apartment building. Because I was constantly having issues at my last place. I mean, it was always a problem with something. And then calling anybody to fix it, that was a whole problem in and of itself. Whereas here, whenever there's been an issue, I get it resolved very quickly, and I'm talking to a real live human being here in town. So I think it just depends on who the ISP is, really. I don't think it has anything to do if it's fiber, or if it's satellite, or if it's DSL. It just has to do with who the ISP is. Because I know that Smooth was using Starlink there for a while. And
gross.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. It just, unfortunately, was it's not built for gaming, so he just constantly had, you know, like it'd be like lag spikes. Yes, Monhold. I was actually, that was something I needed to do once I get Photoshop reinstalled, because I'll have to do all the cropping and stuff for that. The fact that Fox found a GIF of Jacques the Whipper makes me happy, actually.
Jacques the Whipper is such a great guy. Did you know that him and a bunch of other people are going to be doing a D&D campaign?
And they're
I'm
gonna
so
do it,
excited to watch.
And they're doing it in person too. And it's cool because everyone in the campaign are all like I'm
pretty sure I follow like at least 3 of the creators.
Well, all of them are ancient combat experts. Like all of them are like the guy that does the archery stuff in the UK. There's Jack with the whips.
There's the guy with the meteor hammers.
The guy with the meteor hammers. There's the fighting couple dudes. Like there's the girl who does the archery with her feet thing. Like it's quite the
Sorry,
quite
Jacques, you have to be a
Leia
bard.
Star.
Say again.
Leia Star. Tiny girl.
I think that's her name. I'm not sure. I recognized her face, but I didn't see a name. But
I just giggle at the fact.
Yeah.
Jacques the Whipper has to be a bard. Everybody just looked at him and said, "You're a bard."
He has to, and he has to have his weapon be a whip. It's just like it's you can't not. And the dude who's the archery has to be an archer. Like I'm sorry, you can't. You cannot get away from the stereotypes that you've built for yourselves.
Meteor hammer, monk.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Or barbarian, that works too.
Yeah, barbarian could work for that dude too, but
with the big F off hammer.
Yeah.
Well, a meteor hammer isn't a hammer; it is a heavy object on a string or a rope.
Oh, the dart thing. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Either way, it's gonna be cool. Red, we're talking about. There's a group of social media creators, about 6 of them from all over the world, that all of their content, with the exception of Jacques the Whipper, only a technicality, all their content is generating content around like old medieval and like pre-firearm weapons. So like one of them is a very talented archer and like is educating people on like the misconceptions about archery in the movies versus how archery actually was in medieval times or even in modern times, and like is very skilled with a crossbow, with a longbow, with a short bow, with a compound bow, and with a bunch of other stuff. But he also like knows the physical movements of how an archer would move, and so it was really cool. You have another one who does the meteor hammer thing that Melon's talking about, which is like the dart basically on a rope or a string, and like all the combat maneuvers around how that works. And then there's a guy who makes content like as a Viking sort of dude and has like big hammers and swords and stuff. And then you have, anyways, this whole group of people, and all their content is like based around that stuff. Jacques the Whipper obviously using his whips as part of his whip show that he does at like Renaissance fairs. And they're all D&D nerds, and they're all now collaborating as a group. They're going to play in person, and they're going to do a D&D campaign in person, which is crazy because they're all over the world. And
somebody decided to fly them all out.
Yeah, well, that was what that was partially what the Kickstarter was for them to be able to fund flights and room and board. And they funded the Kickstarter like 4 times over in literally like a week. Oh yeah, there's the video. Yeah, that's it.
Hey sir, I did a thing.
Oh, that works. Yeah. He made me icons. Sweet. Now I
took your icons and I merged them together.
I love it. Let me see if I can.
I may have to reapply the effect, but it's fine. The effects are directly on the item. Actually, if you upload them, I can add them, so it's fine.
I'm trying to figure out where to put these because I need to put them into. Actually, I'll just put them in here. Okay, and now if I go into... Wait, why can't I? Oh, because I'm on the wrong layer. If I select you and I go into your... did you make it as a spell, or how did you do it? Where is it?
There are effects on the lyre.
On the lyre. Okay, so I need to go into the lyre then. So we're going to do... Let's see. Still waiting on Shadow, it looks like. Edit... Effects. Here we go. All right, so let's go to the resistance one first. Edit.
Hey, I was just happy that we got to sit at the table for at least an hour.
Yeah. Yup. Let's do Lizard.
I meant to hit the AFK fix button. My apologies.
No, you're fine. Oh, Shadow just reconnected to the game, so that's good. All right, I guess we'll just call it icons then. Icons. And then we'll go into that folder, and then we're going to upload. Resistance. Boop. Boop. There we go. That now has a new picture. And
yes, the resistance one has.
Yep. And then we're going to do the other one.
Where did you put them so I can update the grant activity as well?
I mean, I literally updated the image in there. What do you mean? Where did I put them?
No, the actual image files, because there's also the grant resistance and grant.
Oh, they're in user data and then icons. I made a folder called icons. Ah, Shadow has returned. All right, cool. Back to the table.
User data.
Okay, so unfortunately, Shadow, all I heard was Daxori was at the bar with her tankard and the parchment kind of crumpled up in her hand, and then you cut out. Uh-oh. Shadow?
Hello?
I mean, the soundboard worked, and Shadow's in game and in Discord. Oh, hold on.
Why my mic not work? Well, that answers that question.
Double check that because your internet died, that like all your mic settings and everything in Discord are still set up. That's so weird that internet dying would like break VoIP.
Okay, apparently I can't find those images, so assuming we're still waiting on Shoutout to fix the things, could you also update the activities images? Thank you.
Yup.
So I don't click the wrong one when I grant it.
There we go. I mean, it's fixed on El Rey's end.
Oh wow!
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Nice. Wait, you said fixed activities? What do you mean fixed activities?
In the activities list, there's the grant resistance and grant immunity that still uses the base image, not the.
Oh, yes.
Trying to find them, but I can't. I only have one icons folder and it's not in there.
Yeah, it's under user data. I don't think you can access user data. Maybe you can't. I'm not sure.
I can't.
Wait, which one did I select? That's okay. All right, so there's that one. And there you go.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem. Okay. Now, as I was saying, Shadow, all I heard was Dax was at the bar, had a tankard, had the things crumpled up in her hand, and then you cut out. So I'd go ahead and pick up from there.
So Dax is currently still like sitting at the bar top as she goes ahead and slowly drinks her tankard and continues to hold that piece of paper, or that poster. And as she's doing that, she kind of finally now just kind of like takes her. She finally now takes her like eyes off of it and is no longer solely focusing on it. And so she starts kind of looking around the room, trying to, see where everyone else may have gone, kind of trying to get a, an accurate idea of what she should do next.
Okay. Well, as a quick glance, without a roll, I mean, because you have eyes that work, you'll notice that as you kind of have this moment to yourself and you kind of come back out of it and turn around, as Kyria is sitting right where everybody left her. She's just quietly sitting at the table, kind of that pseudo zoning sort of face where she's like maybe thinking about something but not really focused too heavily on what's around her. You can hear the subtle sound of the lyre playing behind the stage, indicating that the other three are still back there. Tippy is no longer there, but you did either see, I'll say that you would have probably seen her kind of in your peripheral vision, sort of like bound across tables and kind of head up the stairs, or would have heard her for sure, and know that she's at least upstairs currently. Aside from that, the bar is pretty much empty. The tavern's pretty much empty except for the two patrons that at this point would be kind of gathering their belongings and paying Durham and kind of getting up to go head out for their night shift.
Okay. Dax is going to go ahead and get up. And as she's getting up, she looks over at Durham. Is that room still rented out to me?
I believe it still is. Do you want to continue it or leave it as is? It's up to you.
Yeah, leave it as is for right now. If it's still out to me, I'm heading up there for the night if Talina and them come looking for me.
I'll let them know. You want anything sent up to your room?
No. I appreciate it. And with that, she stands up fully and starts making her way upstairs.
Okay.
Now she's actually making her way up. She does a whistle to get Scorch's attention and calls his name to have him follow her.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, and you make your way over the stairs and head on up. I will say, based on how the timing of all this works out, Kyria does kind of clock you moving across the room and heading upstairs, and decides to wait. But as you get to the top of the stairs that lead into the hallway for the rooms, you see the door of your room open. And no sooner does it open, Tippy is exiting the room and is now in the hallway, coming out of the room, facing you.
She kind of like raises her eyebrow. What you doing in my room?
This was before Tippy left, right?
Yeah,
this is basically like you were going to leave and you basically are now looking at Dax coming up the stairs and you're kind of like facing each other, and you've just come out of the room and Dax is recognizing you just came out of her room.
I needed a quiet spot away from prying eyes. Something hard to explain.
Dax kind of at that raises her eyebrow a little bit more. Not necessarily out of suspicion, but more out of like curiosity. Well, my little friend, good thing hard to explain is kind of my forte at the moment.
Yeah, if you want an explanation, we're gonna go find what was his name? Oh no. The short guy that was with us that took us to the tall guy.
And at that, she kind of groans. You mean Spitwick? I don't want to talk to him right now.
I don't want him either. I need the tall guy.
Well,
do you remember the way to the tall guy? Because I don't.
She looks at Tippy and then like blankly for a moment, like she's trying to think. No, I actually don't. I've only been there a few times and I just kind of followed Spitwick.
I will say that you've been there enough times that you actually, if you just want to flat out say you don't know how to get there, that's totally fine.
No, she's not going to exactly remember because she's also been drinking, so.
Oh, that's true. I keep forgetting that. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so that's why we need the short guy. So we go to the tall guy.
the thing about Spitwick, as much as he's an annoying little football,
Sorry. That will never not make me laugh.
he's pretty hard to find, and really only gets found if he wants you to find him. He kind of just shows up and disappears as he pleases.
Meta joke.
The fun thing about a telepathic me, I already mind linked with him. I could find him. Wait, does that mean I can find the tall guy too?
You did link with him.
Did you do your magical mystery stuff with him?
I have talked to him.
Well, then I guess I don't know how you work.
I said I don't know how I work.
You know that's actually kind of concerning that you don't know how you work.
I mean, do any of us know how we really work?
I was saying
Fair enough.
anyone in the group knows how they work. Dax probably be Dax or Grigor because they're rogues. They're just like, yeah, we stab stuff. Like,
no, she's just gonna look at Tippy. Fair enough. I mean, I don't know what makes my hair glow. I thought it was magic, but I guess it's not.
Bioluminescence.
She's not that type of smart.
Anger and fury.
So, yeah. I mean, can you find him?
Guess there's one way to find out.
And that is...
Go see if I can find him.
Well...
I love it.
Don't get lost.
That's no promise.
Oh yeah, with you I kind of expect that. I'm just gonna be in my room.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, you can go with me if you want.
Dax kind of stands there and thinks about it for a moment.
While you're thinking, I want you to roll me a history check.
I don't know what my physical dice are, so I have to use virtual.
Okay. With a 7, you're thinking about it and you realize and you remember that the poster that you found and grabbed did confirm one of your suspicions, but added a question mark that initially was a little confusing, but now is definitely something that catches you off guard in the back of your head. The crime listed on the poster was not what you did, to your knowledge, and potentially.
What was it that was listed again?
I'll show it to you again because I built it as an item. Wait.
Oh yeah, did Dax share that with the group?
No.
Okay.
No one knows about it.
Cool.
Here it is. Yeah, this is exclusive. Like,
caught a glimpse. That's it.
Hellray caught a glimpse, and Grigor and Tippy were there when it happened, so they know.
They don't know what I grabbed,
but they don't know what you grabbed, or they have not physically seen it as of yet. This is
because I remember it just saying two. I thought I just said two things.
Yeah, you can scroll through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can scroll down on it if you need to, which I can't do on the stream real quick. But basically, I'll read it out for stream because it's not showing.
No, I see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it for stream though because at the bottom.
I got you.
Yeah. So for chat, on the bottom of the poster, because the thing didn't scroll, it says red-skinned tiefling with different colored eyes, fire red hair, and red skin, wanted for crimes of theft, eluding authority, and general malfeasance. Reward of 5,000 gold for alive, 1,000 gold dead. And anyways, as you're kind of thinking, even with a 7, you're going, that seems odd. I wonder if Cassivus could shed some light on this. He's looped into the underworld.
That's where I was kind of going with that. So yeah, as Dax is kind of just standing there for a second, thinking, she takes one final, drink of her tankard, finishing up. All right, let's go see if we can find Mr. Mystery Man.
Who's the tall guy?
And with that, she turns around and starts going back down the stairs.
Yeah, Tippy's gonna follow.
Okay. So let's do.
Scorch is still following, obviously.
Yeah. So you.
And
guys are
as she walks out, she leaves the tankard on the bar top for Durham.
Okay.
And leave and it says at the same time, change of plans, Durham. If they're looking for us, we're out.
Well, and the timing of all of this, I'd say, because it was only a couple of seconds that you guys were behind stage. Kira is still sitting at the table, watches you guys come down the stairs, and kind of just her head kind of perks up a bit as you guys come back down. And Talina, Hellraya, and Grigor, you guys would be coming back into the room pretty much about the same exact time. This wasn't a long period of time that this all took place. and you guys would see Tippy and Dax and Scorch, quick on her heels, perceivably making their way out of the tavern to the east.
I'm gonna try to whistle for Scorch to see if he comes back. If at the very least get the attention of the others, but I'm gonna specifically whistle at Scorch.
At the whistle, Scorch would kind of raise his ears, stop, look back at you, back at Dax, bark real quick, and then continue on his way towards Dax.
Yeah, they're on a mission. Let's go. If that doesn't trigger the attention of either Dax or Tippy, then off they go.
Dax would look back at what Scorch did a little bark at. Would you, from where she's standing, because you said it looked like we were exiting the tankard, would we be able to see the other 3?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because remember, the way the tankard is laid out is the area you guys are standing in is like open air. Like it's covered because you have the roof, you have the basically the inn above you, but the area that you're in is basically open walls that are held up by columns, and it's there's a couple tables in that part of the room. But as you guys are walking out, you're still standing technically in the tavern, and so when the 3 of you come back around from behind the stage, you're just on the other side of the room from them, and you can just see them making their way towards the exit of the room. So you're not that far apart. You can still talk to each other, etc.
There's no one else in there, right?
At this point, no. When you went upstairs, the two fishermen had left, and Durham, actually, you can hear him cleaning dishes and such in the kitchen. So the room is actually empty except for all of you guys.
Okay. So as she turns around and sees the other 3, she looks back at Tippy. Tippy, hold on for a second.
No, okay.
And then looks back at the other 3. Going to see employer. You want to come or not?
Do you remember how to get there?
Tippy says she does.
Oh, I didn't say I know how to get there. I said I will go find him.
Same thing.
I can relay a message to get the small one here to help you get there. As she taps on her sending stone.
I will say, if I see that man, with how I'm feeling, he might get punted. Just putting it out there.
Well, remember, the sending stone is not with Spitwick, it's with Cassivus.
Yeah. But I can tell Cassivus to go send Spitwick, is what I meant.
Also true, yes.
Hey, I distinctly remember trying to roll to see if I remember how to get back. Last time we left the den.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write down the results of that roll.
I thought you did.
I don't remember the results of that roll either, but I do remember that we did.
I thought I thought the results were you remembered.
You did remember. I do remember that. I remember that you now kind of knew your general way to get back. Like you might get lost a little bit, but for the most part, you're going to be able to get there. But you also, if Grigor's with you, you get advantage on basically trying to do that because he has. I'm remembering this time, Monhold. That you have
the city boy.
Yes, he has the feat or whatever of what is it? Oh my gosh, what is it? It's not a feat. I think it's a background trait.
Isn't it a background?
Yeah, it has. It's something to do. I think it's background. I'm pretty sure it's background. He has a thing. I know he has a thing. We looked it up. Yeah, background.
But
Here it is. Yeah, guess he has. Okay, so he has the urchin background. So basically, he's able to navigate city streets better than others probably would. So we're remembering that there are things.
This is what happens when there's a long hiatus.
It's true. Well, that and character swaps and such. But I'm finally starting to kind of figure out this particular party. So no more character swaps.
Until they die.
Until they die. Yeah,
Not until there's a. Yeah.
Yep.
In my notes, I wrote, I probably know the way back.
There it is. It's a feature. Yeah, he has city secrets as a feature. That's what it was. I probably know. Yeah, there you go.
Rhea will provide an answer. I'm always down to see the old friend.
And at Rhea doing that, since Dax still doesn't necessarily like Rhea, and they haven't actually gotten to sit down and talk, she kind of rolls her eyes and is like, "Great."
Actually, I have something to ask of him as well. And I think I know the route back. I mean, between the squirrel and I, we could probably get there. Probably.
Cool.
I'm surprised that you recalled the little man's twisting and turning down the roads.
Yeah, we've gone up and down a few times and have tried to focus on my routing the last time back, so...
It's kind of easy to if you actually pay attention. Maybe you should learn how to.
Damn.
Oh.
This is out of character. Damn, bro, vicious mockery is my thing.
That is
Oh,
no, that is Dax being a little bit more loose and a little bit more.
Snippy.
I don't like you right now. You haven't talked to me. You haven't shown me that you want to get to know me or anything like that. So I'm still going to be nasty to you. And since she has some alcohol in her system, it comes out a little bit more.
Speaking of which, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Because you've been drinking.
On a scale of sober to paced.
All right, you're okay.
Yeah.
You are not completely gone, but you are definitely buzzed.
Ahem.
So I'm gonna just
Rhea's
try
going to
to
respond.
get her there.
Rhea's going to respond to Dax really quick. In Infernal, in a slight under her breath kind of tone.
Oh no. Is this gonna be a conversation between
What the fuck?
two of
Did it
us?
not? Oh, it didn't
No,
do it in language.
It didn't do.
How do I
Infernal.
delete? Fuck, hang on, here. Fixing it.
You're
Fixing
fine.
it.
You're fine. You're fine. There you go. So everyone in the room except Dax just hears this sort of guttural whisper, breathy like word waft out of Hellraia's mouth, which you have heard her speak before, so it does not shock you. Kyria does still give a strange like look to you, like her eyebrows kind of climb up a bit, and like no verbal response, but just like okay.
Yeah, this was under the breath, so it's not like under her breath and directed towards Dax, so kind of verbal, but really in the small circle of who is here.
And obviously, Dax, you fully understand this.
Oh, I know. I'm typing out my response.
Nice.
Ooh.
So, chat, what you can't see on your end, unfortunately, is I have a plugin for Foundry where my players can type in different languages, and so in that message, what you're seeing is the translation. But on our end, the message to anyone who doesn't understand the language is a bunch of strange characters representing, in this case, Infernal. And only players who have that language on their character sheet can actually read the message. So it's a way to literally communicate amongst players, NPCs, DM, etc., in other languages. But for you guys can just read the word.
So since we're gonna go with Dax is a little bit buzzed. She's not gone, but she's buzzed and she's a little bit more loose. She does not mean to say the last part to you, but she does.
Okay.
Oh, how I wish it would show both English and the actual language, because that font is cool. And it's a shame that chat is missing out.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't show it on chat's end, but unfortunately it just doesn't. Maybe it's not loading the font, the plugin or something, but it looks really freaking cool.
Avoid paragaming.
Yeah, I know. Don't look.
So,
and to clarify, that last sentence is kind of like the end of this, like kind of wafting off the end of the sentence, almost like under her breath sort of deal.
Yeah, she very much does not mean to say it, but the alcohol kind of lets her / makes her say it.
So there is going to be a quick glare towards Dax from Rhea. And in this glare, the shimmer of her eyes goes from her irises being the red to full Scholar red back to just the irises. She's not even blinking, it's just fades and whatnot, and as she's staring to Hellrhea.
She just does that, or does she have a response?
That happens, and as she responds, all you had to do was ask if you wanted to talk. Straight common this time.
Kyria hears that word after the very like aggressive, whispery, guttural like response from Dax, and then is doing that meme with the kid with the water glass doing the eyes back and forth as he's backing away. Like that's the vibe Kyria's giving right now.
Poor Kyria. I don't even know if she can understand.
Well, she got the common part. That was the thing.
Yeah, see, Dax right now will not speak common. She's upset, pissed, and sad, so she is speaking straight Infernal.
Oh.
So it may not convey through the message, but there's definitely like feeling behind what she's saying.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of anger and aggression, and I'll take one further.
Anger, hostility, sadness.
There's a lot of emotion behind the words you're hearing, behind the guttural stuff. And the other thing I'll say, I'm assuming, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine her glowing hair probably gets a little bit brighter.
Yes. That is one thing that does change physically for Dax whenever she is showing emotion, is her hair change. Her hair either gets brighter, dimmer, things like that.
I will also say, because Scorch is still new to you as a companion, he sees this behavior from you he's not seen yet, and doesn't like bolt or run or anything, but he kind of like just kind of that thing you see a dog that suddenly sees their owner or human in like a completely different, like they're acting differently, kind of like backs up a tiny bit, like just kind of like is now very surprised at this behavior coming off of Daxori.
I think we need a better place to have this discussion, don't you? And Rhea is dropping the customer service happy smiley face and going full stern.
Oh, so she is dropping it?
Yeah, no, she is not in the like happy I'm trying to be your friend vibe, and it's probably because of something you said to her just now.
I will say, Hellraya, Dax already knows this, but Hellraya, you notice no one here is understanding what you guys are talking about. Like, as far as in the infernal language, no one seems to know it.
Knowing that not even Kyria knows it. Oh, fun. This could be great.
Wait,
Actually,
Kyria doesn't know Infernal?
Wait a minute.
I was gonna say.
Shoot, I forgot.
That's why I was asking.
Yes, Kyria is. That's okay. Thank you for remembering. Yes, she's still having the same reaction, but she is understanding everything you guys are saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that. Duh. Of course, Kyria can speak Infernal.
Yeah, now it's just another veil is shattering for Rhea versus the last party member that doesn't know what she is. I'm just waiting for the next reply.
Kyria smirks.
We love drama / character progression /
Yeah, I was just going to ask before Tippy said that. Is this going en route, or are you guys having this conversation outside the tank?
I was gonna say this felt like a standoff. Like no one was.
This was a standoff.
Yeah.
As far as I knew.
Cool, because Telena's gonna go at Tippy.
Okay, so Tippy kept walking. Talina kept walking. What is
Scorch is Scorch not out of fear, but also Scorch not out of fear or of Dax or anything like that, but just out of, he doesn't want to be around this turns and goes with Talina.
Okay. I'd say that Kyria, knowing fully what's happening, as soon as she sees Tippy and Talina making their way and Scorch following, Kyria quietly, without saying a word, kind of excuses herself, knowing full well what's going on here, and just goes off with you guys. I don't know what Grigor's doing. I assume Grigor would be doing the same thing, but...
Grigor's just standing there awkwardly.
Oh my god, the drama!
I guess Grigor would be following Talina.
Okay. David's comment. He just DM'd me a comment. That's funny.
I will also add one more statement from Rhea now that we've noticed everybody's left.
Yeah, you watch them all, like, kind of just... None of them really says anything. They all just kind of, like, slowly morph out of the room.
I'd say the time is now just now.
Well, remember, you are standing in an open-air tavern that, and Durham is only one room away, and you can still hear the clanking, but you guys have gotten loud a couple times, so there's a strong possibility he's going to return at any moment. And there's nothing stopping patrons from just wandering into the tavern at any point.
Rhea asked, find a location away from prying eyes, so...
Dax, kind of having seen that they've all wandered away, doesn't necessarily calm down, but calms down enough to where she starts speaking common again. Let's talk with our dear employer first, and then we'll handle whatever this is.
Agreed.
And with that, Dax immediately just turns on her heel And would she still be able to see our companions?
Oh yeah, they're not. I mean,
Okay,
it's
so
the boardwalk, it's the riverfront, and they've not. I mean, it's only been a couple seconds. They've not gotten very far.
Okay, so she immediately turns on her heel and walks to catch up to them.
Okie dokie.
And before Rhea leaves the building area, a deep sigh escapes her as she calms herself again, rubbing the ring on her finger.
She's
and
a testy one.
That she is, and I feel like she's going to be a problem.
I do believe that is a bit of an issue, but I'm also concerned. Why does she have such an issue with you? Do you know her? I don't know her.
No. And clearly she just has an issue with others of our kind.
It is intriguing. Let's keep a close eye on that one. The other one seemed to understand your words, but didn't seem to care.
Fair. I don't trust the one. Yes. I don't trust the, cleric type. And with that, walking out the door.
Yeah. So, utilizing, as you guys all kind of regroup back up, Tippy leading the charge, obviously. Talina's offered to help guide the way. Tippy's trying to help as well, and Grigor knows the city streets. So what we're going to do for this is I want whoever is going to take the lead, whether it's Grigor, Talina, or Tippy, I want you're going to roll me a survival check. However, you're going to do it at advantage if basically whoever's doing it is doing it at advantage because you're getting help from another player, but you're also going to add basically the equivalent of guidance of a 1d4 because you have a third person that's contributing another element to this. Tippy's using her telepathic connection with Cassivus. Talina's using her memory of the streets to get there and back, and Grigor's using his knowledge of the city streets. So the three of you have a unique element you're providing, so it's going to be advantage with a d4 guidance. You just need to decide who's doing what.
Hey, here's an idea. I'm gonna go hum a little tune while Tippy takes his charge. I forgot the target.
Who's the target?
Yeah. Tippy.
Oh, Tippy? Okay,
Assuming
go ahead.
Tippy is taking the charge.
Go ahead and delete that and redo it because you have it as Hellray, so I can't apply it.
So the squirrel, the squirrel going silently, pretty much screaming in her head. Cassivus' name getting take charge.
That worked.
That worked. Yes. Okay. So in that
I got
case,
my doing what?
All right, you're gonna roll me a survival check, and you're going to roll it at advantage. You can add a 1d4, basically the equivalent of guidance, because Grigor is helping guide you through the city, and then you also just got Bardic Inspiration, which you can also apply an inspiration die.
I think I had other inspiration dice too.
Yes.
You probably didn't because they expire after.
Oh yes, they do the drop off after a while.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So you can you're basically doing if you want to do it manually, you can just click all the little die on the bottom, or you can do whatever you want. But it is going to be an advantage, so
All
two
right,
d20s, a d4, and a d8.
D4, D8.
Well, you can add the D8 after your roll in case you want to use it on a future roll.
Ah, that's true.
Nah. I'm gonna do that. Look at all the shinies. Well, hello.
Yes. Wait, is your survival plus 0?
Sure looks like it.
Oh.
No, it's plus 3. I didn't.
Okay, so it's a 39 then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Holy, that is a crazy roll. Yeah. So here's what's interesting though, is as you're screaming in your mind for Cassivus's name, trying to connect to him, and Talina is helping guide you, Grigor is helping guide you, you feel the telepathic connection still there. There is a link, but it's like shouting into the ether. It's not going in any one direction, and you don't feel it being grabbed, and you definitely don't feel a response on the other end. It's just going out. The name, Cassivus, nothing coming back. But with basically a 39. Oh, wait, the D20s got added together. Oh, yeah. No.
The highest was an 18.
So it was an 18 plus 4, so 22 plus 3, which is 25.
It's 28.
So it's a 28. Okay, so still 28 is amazing. By the way, if you want to do advantage, if you see
I see the advantage part now.
Yep, so you click advantage after you set your, basically, so you'd select D20 and then you'd hit advantage, and you'd be fine. But anyways, you still are able to navigate your way almost a beeline directly to the alleyway that holds Cassivus's den. And as you guys all come around the corner and enter that alleyway full of crates and stuff, as you get to the back, you recognize the illusory wall that's normally there that you have to, that you guys know where it is, but it conceals that, is actually revealed. And the door that's there is not only open, but sundered in half and is not on its hinges and is broken off in the alleyway.
Yet Tibby immediately stops upon seeing that door like that. Guys, we have a fucking problem.
What's wrong?
Guys, look at the door.
Do I remember how which bits to tap to make the door go?
No, so
you could see the door.
So what I'm saying is the illusory wall that's normally concealing the door, so it just looks like a wall. That spell is not active. It is the wall with the door visible already, but the door, instead of being closed like it always is not only open but is off its hinges, is sundered in half, and is on the ground.
Sorry, I was a little preoccupied with the other thing that I posted in Discord.
Yeah. You're fine.
We may have a problem.
Define the problem.
Door. That's all Dax does, is she just turns to the side, puts her hand out and points to the door, and just says door.
Which is the wall in this case?
Yeah.
Could I give a crack at a knowledge arcana?
Just do like an arcana check. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, could I give a crack at an arcana check?
Yeah, go for it.
See if I can figure out how the door would function.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
Meh.
Yeah, so
not the worst.
That's fine. So basically, as you get to that spot, you've been here before, and you know that there is some sort of magical property that somebody, presumably Cassivus, has cast or has had cast on this alleyway that he had constructed that leads into his private domicile underneath all the houses. That's underneath all the houses.
Oh.
But the door, the spell that hides this doorway is not active, so it's just a doorway. But the door is physically it's like someone's broken the door off, like busted the door down. Essentially, is what you're looking at.
Oh, so I spaced off for a second. I did not know.
Yeah, no.
What was going on
to clarify
there.
for everybody, you guys come in the alleyway, and the illusory wall that normally hides the door, that just looks like a wall, that spell is not active. So you can visibly see the door. It's the first time you've been able to see it without being right up on it. But not only can you see the doorway, the physical wooden door is basically cracked in multiple pieces and is not on the door hinge and is on the ground. The door's been broken off.
Huh.
Talina reaches in her pocket to grab the stone and whispers something under her breath, which I have whispered to Jim.
Okay, so you sent this to me. This is what? I'm sorry?
The sending stone.
Oh, and you send this to Cat. Okay, so you send it into the sending stone, and you do not get a response back.
So, DM, real quick, animal question.
Okay.
My nose would be really good, considering squirrels have a really great sense of smell.
Oh, your nose.
Right?
I thought you said your. I think you said dogs or something. I was like, what? Yes, you'd have a decent nose. You are an animal. Yes.
I just had to Google how good squirrel noses were. Okay.
Oh yeah, pretty much every animal except humans have really good noses.
They are exceptionally good at smelling.
Yes,
Apparently.
yes, they are.
Maybe they need that drug task force for squirrels. Tippy's gonna try to smell for Cassivus, like not Cassivus's scent because it's gonna be all over the damn building.
Yeah. Okay.
Clearly.
Roll me a.
But like specifically for like.
I think that would be considered
blood.
Yeah, I think that would be considered a perception check, because perception
Survival. Or like tracking check.
I mean, if you're just but she's trying to
investigation.
I think investigation maybe would make more sense. It's not survival because she's not trying to track him. She's literally trying to just see, can she detect his presence using smell? Which, if it was
like specifically like looking for like, because clearly the door's open.
Perception.
That's what I thought. I was pretty sure it's perception,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna stick with my original of perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just given.
There's
You're right.
There's
Specifically
arguments
gets
that can be made.
advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on smell, so it just makes sense for it to be smell related or perception related.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and do that for me.
Is it normal? Would it be normal or advantage?
Well, let me check something here. Let me check your race here.
Just a note, we are 3 minutes over time.
Yeah, I know. We're wrapping up. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to see if you've got any. I don't think you do, but.
I don't think it ever mentioned anything about smell
No,
or any
I don't think
senses.
So. Yeah, so just go ahead and roll it straight roll for me. Just keep it nice and simple.
Wait, did I? There. I lost it for a second. We're good.
Nice. With a 19, you do detect the smell of blood off in the distance, presumably from down the doorway, from where you're able to, like, if you're like sniffing in the open doorway, you can smell it coming from deep within, probably inside the den. You don't detect Cassivus's odor like strongly. You can get with a 19, you can get subtle whiffs of it. Like, obviously it's his space, so that makes sense. And you detect what might be Spitwick, but you're not sure because the blood scent is a little bit stronger.
So you said his actual scent is just like it's lingering in the house because it's his.
You're not sure. You're far enough away that you're not 100% sure, but that's potentially it.
Okay. I'm gonna relay that information, by the way.
Yes, go ahead, Tyro.
A quick rules question. So it says on the sending stone, if no creature bears the other stone, you know that fact as soon as you use the stone and don't cast the spell. And also, if one of the stones in a pair is destroyed, the other one becomes non-magical. Do any of those scenarios trigger?
Nope.
No, okay, so I know he has the stone, he's just not responding.
Yep.
Cool. No further questions.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Tippy does notify that there is a scent of blood, but it's further in.
I feel like this is the part where we get combat ready to get the hell down there, but next time. Yes?
This sounds like a next time on.
I was gonna say, are you guys gonna walk in or just stand? That's what I was gonna ask. Are you standing here and going in, or not? But if you guys want, we can call it right here. You guys have detected that.
I think this is a.
Telena's gonna go down because this is bad, and you know.
I think the general consensus is we're preparing for combat and then heading down.
Yeah, this sounds like a really good time to have the whole pan out and the episode.
Yes, Talina, did you say you're walking down into the doorway?
Yeah, I'm getting my rapier to hover beside me.
Rhea is going to be keeping her whip in her hands.
Okay, so you guys basically all kind of ready yourself, and as you approach the door, Talina being the first, the second door is also busted off of its hinges, and looks very violently kind of sundered inward. And what you see as you take one step in is the entire den is in disarray. It looks like it's been completely ransacked, and further than that, it looks very violently ransacked by something much larger than yourself. And you do see blood on the carpet in front of you, and that is where we'll end the episode. All right, there you have it.
I just realized.
Huzzah!
I don't think my squirrel has any weapons other. Okay, I have daggers. We're good. I have daggers.
I thought you had a. Oh no, Othman had her stick.
Yeah, Athlon had her stick.
Her stick.
Technically, I always have weapons as a squirrel. I have my little claws
That's true, and a bite.
and my bite.
Yep.
But I can't really prepare those very
No,
well.
those are just do it.
I do have 2 daggers, which would be kind of funny to see a squirrel with daggers.
Well, we got to play, guys. How exciting is that?
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, now we have to wait 2 weeks because we all know next week is the holiday.
No, not next
no,
week.
it's not.
Next week's not holiday.
No.
When
We
is
can play
next
next week, not the week
Next,
after.
yeah, we can play next week. We
Also
can't
not
play.
the
No,
week
we
Oh,
can't
never
play.
mind.
Yeah, next week is
Never
just.
mind.
Yeah, do it.
What was I
Do it.
thinking of?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Um.
Oh, shoot.
That is
I think
accurate.
my-
Yes. That
I
is
think
correct.
my,
Tyro.
I think my
Yes,
work
he does
actually put in a different schedule. Yeah, they skipped a week.
Cool. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll try to get this episode up this weekend. I'm actually off tomorrow, so I could probably do it tomorrow. And that way, anyone who missed
Must
part
be
of it can
nice.
catch up. I'm using PTO because my PTO resets on Monday, and so I have to burn off 2 days. So I'm taking tomorrow and Monday off. But yeah. So, anyways, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next